Dun, 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 dun. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sibling Ting podcast. I'm the oldest sister, I'm Charlie, and I speak about motorsports.
I am Carter, I'm a middle child, and I'll be talking about boxing, UFC, and the combat side of sports.
I'm Jesse. I'm extremely riddled with ADHD, and I like football and darts.
I like football.
No, I am the expert at football.
You're
and
the
darts.
expert.
Yes.
So if you've made it this far, thank you for coming back to our third episode. If
Absolutely.
you're just tuning in, welcome to the third episode. Okay, so we like to have a little bit of a saying when we start the podcast. So it is lights out and podcast on.
Practice actually, because I just thought we just went, all three of us going to say it at the same time. That's quite hard. We should probably practice that.
Oh, I think you two did well.
I feel like we were kind of there.
I hope
I think we struggle spending too much time together.
Jeez.
Anyway,
I'd like to confirm that I was talking about Munich Stadium, not
the Champions League is
Jesse
currently on
may be
Bayern
watching it
Munich
in
versus
background,
Celtics.
Yes.
And Jesse is watching in background.
It's 1-1 for Harry Kane to just score. So
okay, let's actually talk about sports, guys. Let's not just be talking about the fact that Jesse's watching sports in the background.
This is the week.
Okay.
This is the week, okay, for the boxing. Okay. I mean, for however long until.
Am I right in saying Dubois fights Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the main card is Beterbiev, which is for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. Do you know what undisputed means?
I'm not an idiot. Like, I understand the word undisputed. It's not like they've just made it up for boxing. It is an actual word.
But you know what it means, right?
Yes. I don't understand in what world do you think they just made it up for boxing? Do you think the word undisputed was just created for boxing?
I think it was boxing. I think it was boxing that started it. Yeah. Anyway, it's for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. Previously, Beterbiev won the first match where he had, I believe it was 20 wins. Before the first match happened, they were both the best of the division. Beterbiev had 20 wins, no losses, no draws, and he had 20 knockouts. He had a 100% knockout rating, which is insane. And Bivol had, I believe it was something like 22 wins, no losses, no draws, but he had like a 13 knockout, which is I think he had just about like 60-something% knockout rating. It wasn't as good, but he was a more technical boxer, someone more like Usyk. Mm-hmm. Not a knockout person, but he can, and he's just a better boxer. Beterbiev was just a hard puncher. Very good fight, and the first match ended up with Beterbiev winning. However, it was apparently controversial. I saw most of it, but I haven't rewatched the fight, and I was working around. But it was apparently very controversial, and it should have gone to Bivol, but it went to Beterbiev, and I suppose Bivol's team was not happy and decided
I guess they wouldn't be.
Yeah, they would not be.
Yeah.
They would not be. So this one's going to be a lot. I don't know. I feel like Beterbiev's going to do the same thing. He's going to believe he's going to win like he did previously, and I think Bivol is going to put his heart and soul in for it. And I don't know what I've previously predicted, but I do think they're going to go for a free match. So I think if they give Bivol the win, that makes it perfect for a free match one. Get more money next time.
Cheating, though.
Yeah, but it's behind closed doors, so technically we will never know. But I think behind closed doors are going to do a few dodgy deals, and I think Bivol is going to win, so we can have a third match. And then the second card, which I think should be first, but technically undisputed championship, beats WBO, is it IBF?
You're the expert.
Daniel Dubois, yeah.
I was going to say cards.
Sorry, guys. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker.
I still love that name.
Which one?
Dubois
Daniel
is
Dubois.
such a beauty. Can I just say, I am so sorry. There's so many background noises this week.
There is so many.
I'm coughing a lung out. I've got phones going off. I can only apologise that there is such an amount of.
AC Milan are out of the Champions League.
This is a proper Jesse talking about football in the background.
Yeah.
It's a proper starting podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
You can tell we're not pros.
Yeah.
So, Dubois and is it Parker? Sorry.
Yeah, Joseph Parker.
So, in terms of like how you're seeing it going, what is your thoughts? Questions, queries.
I personally think Daniel Dubois is the next thing for heavyweight boxing. I think he's going to be...
With a name like that, he should be.
It should be. I think he's going to be the guy that, you know, when boxers are coming up and heavyweight boxers, someone comes in, he's like, he's doing pretty well. Man to beat. Daniel Dubois. I personally think that. I don't think there's anyone... the only person I think now who could beat Daniel Dubois will probably be Usyk.
Where's Dubois from? Because it sounds French.
He's English. He's a London boy.
Dubois is just so nice. It's not an English surname.
It could be like French. It sounds French. It sounds French.
Beautiful surname.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that I'm so focused on that aspect of boxing. But...
No, it's a nice name.
Then you got Parker.
He's got
Dubois.
He's got a younger sister, Caroline Dubois. Again, Caroline Dubois. It's just a great name.
It's beautiful. It sounds French.
It's phenomenal. I mean, it's what a boring name, Joseph Parker.
I know, when you jump in from
Dubois, Joseph Parker. It's just, but you know,
you can't help it.
No, Joseph Parker is a phenomenal boxer. He has defeated many people. He's defeated Deontay Wilder.
I do know who Deontay Wilder is, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he was past his prime at that point, but you know.
He was on Traitors.
Joseph Parker, phenomenal, but I do think he's past his prime now. And like Daniel Dubois has said many times in his interviews, he's been saying Joseph Parker is past his prime. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, they're past the primes now. They're coming at the end of a career. And Anthony Joshua, same. But Daniel Dubois is 27. He's in his prime now. He's getting into his prime.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. Joseph Parker's a better boxer, but if the power's too much, the fitness, the stamina, the speed, Daniel Dubois too much.
So, out of curiosity, just because obviously in normal sports it's not like the older... So normally like in, you know, especially in like motorsports and things like that, you tend to now get in when they're quite young.
Yeah.
Football, you tend to notice the same thing, like you're 18, 19. So is it that case as well with boxing then that you're actually like... Because you said it 27 is the prime, yet you reasonably normally it's like a lot younger. So how come it is that age?
Experience and you know, with boxing... You know, a massive part is, I suppose, getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
The more you get punched in the face, more you can handle it. Older you get, more experience, you get used to it. And also just experience in the sport. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're young, don't get me wrong, a lot of the champions meet their name when they're younger. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, they were both the youngest, first and second youngest. They were 20 years old when he won the heavyweight champion. Mike Tyson is still to this day the youngest at 20 to win the championship. But that wasn't the prime. The prime is more mid-20s.
Right, okay.
You know, at mid-20s, you're just as fit as you are at 20.
Yeah.
You know, fitness is still the same, but you will have more muscle mass. So better punching.
Yeah.
You'll have better reflexes, more experience in the ring, can take more punches. So mid to late 20s is probably the prime of a boxer.
Okay.
Joseph Parker is only 33, which some boxers that could be a prime, but I can't picture him coming back. He's kind of like had his time.
It just feels like you being like, God, he's ancient. He's 33.
He's 33, but
he's
like
so young.
He is. But Joseph Parker can be dropped. He can lose. Yeah, it's like Usyk.
All of a sudden gone so sharp.
I know this is going to be controversial. I stand by it. Usyk got a low blow. Daniel Dubois. Usyk's never been dropped in his career.
Right.
Apart from Daniel Dubois, caught him with body shot. People think it was a body shot, but it was classed as a low blow. I've seen it. I personally think it's a low blow. It's definitely dodgy enough to say.
What's a low blow?
Well, that is a controversial part. Some people say it's below belly button. Some people say belt line blow. The technical part is belt line, on the belt line, or below.
Okay.
think it was technically just like the lower bit of the belt line. So
Right.
people say, oh, no, it's not the belt line, it's below. And there was controversy about it. And technically, with how much time he had off, maybe Dubois would have won. I personally stand by. I think it was a low blow.
Okay.
And then, Usyk just carried on and he got TKO and Daniel Dubois, which he beat. And he beat Joseph Parker. Usyk's beat everyone. But that's my prediction anyway for that fight.
Okay.
I do think I can't see Joseph Parker winning. He could. He definitely has the ability. There's no doubt about it. But Daniel Dubois is too powerful. I mean, we saw what he did to AJ, and that was just one of like 22 wins he's got. 21, 22 wins. I don't see losing. But I kind of want to see what happens afterwards. Whoever wins this fights Usyk, and it'll be Usyk's last match. I think he said he'll do 2 more matches. He's getting old now. He's like 37, 38 for a boxer's old. No, for a boxer.
Still old.
No, for a boxer. I think he said
ancient.
I think he said he wants to do 2 more fights, maybe a money fight. He mentioned talks about Alex Pereira, which people don't know this, but outside of boxing, Alexander Usyk, I don't know if it's black belt or it's like a higher belt of, I want to say it's jiu-jitsu, I could be wrong, and taekwondo. He has 2 martial arts, and he's quite a high belt in.
He is feel.
He is very fit.
And he's a phenomenal dancer.
He's a phenomenal dancer. He loves the dance. He is my favourite.
I like him. He seems
great.
lovely.
And he's the most humble boxer ever,
He
which
seems
is great.
so nice.
This is great. So I think, and he's just going to beat whoever wins. If he beats Joseph Parker, he'll. If somehow Joseph Parker wins, and I don't see it, but if he does beat Daniel Dubois, and then Usyk fights him for the championship, I don't see it again. But if it does happen, Usyk is going to destroy Parker. He will destroy him.
To kill him.
He will destroy him. He does not stand a chance. Daniel Dubois does not stand a chance again. He has a better chance than Joseph Parker beating Usyk, but I don't think he has a chance. I don't think there's a boxer that can beat Usyk. He's never been dropped. He's too technically smart. He's like one of the best technical guys I've ever seen in the ring. So I believe he'll win. Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker. As a second match is crazy, but as a first, Bivol, Beterbiev. It's going to be a good weekend for boxing, to say the least. You got Carlos Adames, Hamza Shiroz. 12 rounds, middleweight title. Unfortunately, they're not as famous. I don't know.
I was going to say, no.
You got Ortiz Jr., which will be good, and Madrimov for the junior middleweight interim title. I do know this one. Callum Smith, Joshua Butas, the light heavyweight interim title. That'll be a good one. Callum.
Okay. Yay.
Well, let's go.
Right.
And you got Zhang and Khabib. That's good. Zhang, I believe, is the last person to beat Deontay Wilder.
Right.
Which was one of the saddest ones I've ever seen.
Again, season 2 traitors.
One of the most brutal knockouts.
It was,
I've seen
Deontay Wilder turned his back. For whatever reason, you turn your back in a boxing match. And Zhang just came up behind. Right hook. Lights out. It was...
Lights out and away we go.
Brutal. I'm going to put my money on Zhang on that one. He has a better rep. But yeah, that's it for like the main cards and stuff. Cool. I'm just very, very excited for it.
I'm excited for Dubois.
I think
the main reason of Dubois.
And you know what? Dubois is one of the funniest ones. He's so oblivious to life.
He's just so...
He's got an incredible name. He can be oblivious to life.
He just, as a boxer, he's very funny though. So I kind of do like Daniel Dubois. Okay. I mean, the AJ conferences was funny. AJ knows how to work the camera. He knows how to work the press and the media, and he knows how to get it on.
Don't disrespect
me.
Don't disrespect me.
Don't disrespect me. It's just Daniel Dubois in like press conferences. Anthony Joshua will be saying stuff, and it'll just go. Like one of the clips goes, "Ain't that right, Daniel?" What? Huh? What are you talking about? Like he had no idea. He wasn't listening.
That's just him being like, do you know what? I'm done listening. I'm bored. Yeah. Like you're boring me, and I appreciate that. I actually like that.
Very funny. Very funny. I really not just. I think Daniel Duar's a better boxer, but I prefer him. He's funny. He's very funny. He's a good character, so I like him to win. Bivol, Beterbiev, are not as fun. I'll be honest.
Okay.
They're nowhere near as fun. They're quite serious guys, and they don't smile. I've never seen them smile.
Entertaining.
Yeah, they just sit there and good fight. Yes, good challenge. Best of luck. Oh, shut up! I want to say, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Don't disrespect me, Daniel. Oh, that's better. It's more fun. So yeah, I mean that's it for me. UFC hasn't got any big matches coming up, and apart from boxing, there's not much more big matches coming up. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited for them.
Okay, I'll take over next. I've never been second. So I'll take over.
First, I don't think.
Yes, you have. Right, okay, so I will be second this week and I'm going to talk... Well, so there's not a lot to talk about because this is the really annoying thing. So just for everyone to know, we record this on a Tuesday and we usually have to record it around our schedules because obviously we all do like full-time jobs. However, this also means that I'm recording it while the F175 live is going on, which means all the liveries are currently being released and I actually can't see them. Well, they're not even being released yet. So we were actually filming quite a while beforehand. So reasonably, I can't actually speak about the cars, which is actually really gutting because I feel like that is going to be the main thing I speak about next week. So in all fairness, next week I'm going to have so much to talk about and I am so excited. So I thought instead I am going to have a little bit of a prediction time just because I can and sodges. Oh, what I will mention before I actually go into that, they have released today that they're now going to do additional pit stops in Monaco. I don't understand why, because I just feel like it's already a track that reasonably like one pit stop is normally good enough. I feel like they're definitely doing a 2 pit stop thing. I think they've not specified how many, but it's a multiple pit stop thing now in Monaco. And I feel like the only reason they'd be doing that is for the entertainment value and the idea that cars could get in front and like they could change up the order. But I just don't understand because at the end of the day, Monaco is already a tight track. Yeah. To then have it so you've now got like 2, it blows my mind. But anyway, that is the only bit of news that I really have this week. I know there's a few things about the FIA rules. I know Carlos has come out. I think Max and Georgia both said stuff. But I actually feel like if I keep talking about the FIA rules, I am going to lose my mind.
It's funny because you went, I know Carlos has said anything. You'd be like, Carlos said something. That's quite shocking. Interesting. And then you named the 2 drivers, but everyone
George never really swears, but Max always swears. Yeah. But I know they've sort of said stuff. Well, I can't remember what I read about Max, but I know that Carlos has sort of come out and said some stuff and things like that, and George has. Yeah. But I actually feel like I can't keep talking about the FIA thing because it is genuinely losing my mind. So I thought I'll make some ridiculous predictions while the liveries are going to be shown shortly, which means that every prediction could easily be completely wrong when I look at the car and go,
Can I give predictions?
You are allowed to chime in. Yeah. And do you know what, Jesse? I'm even allowing you to.
I actually decided the other day.
You can go on vibes alone.
Yeah, you can go on colour.
You can go on vibes alone.
Ferrari's red. I like Ferrari. McLaren's orange. I like McLaren.
Jesse knows enough. Prediction-wise, I'm going to say 5 predictions for now that I think are genuinely going to happen. Okay. I'm not going to say who I think is going to win and who the constructors are. I am going to purely wait to see the cars for that one, which I know is a little bit sneaky, but I do genuinely want to see. I mean, biasly, my assumption is it's going to be Charles winning, Ferrari being constructors, but that is because
I'm not going to give a prediction on who's going to win championship until I see minimum 4 races.
I mean, I just feel like Charles has to win. He has to win eventually. And I feel like this is the year, but I could be very, very wrong, and I probably will be. But anyway, so my predictions, I've got 5 this season anyway. The first one, which I genuinely do think is going to happen, I think midway through the season, I think we're going to see a driver swap between Jack Doohan and Colapinto. Now, this is purely because, realistically, there's already been... basically, as soon as it came out that Colapinto was up and Alpine had bought him, there was already rumours basically saying that they wanted him to be their number one driver. However, they'd obviously already gone with Doohan, and they'd announced it. And let's face it, Alpine announcing drivers, sort of known to be a bit of a sticky subject. Piastri. So... I understand without my consent. But yeah, so I definitely feel that is going to be a big one that happens. So that's like my number one thing. I'm almost 100% certain that's going to happen. I just feel like it's literally written. The only thing I think can do it is if Doohan is incredible, which I don't think he is a bad driver. I think he's a reliable driver. But in comparison to Colapinto, I don't know. I'd be interested to see how it goes.
Colapinto's driving for Mercedes.
No, you're thinking of Kimi Antonelli.
Antonelli.
Yeah. My second one is I think Red Bull are going to have a driver swap with Liam Lawson.
With Max Verstappen?
Yeah.
Whoa, Charlie, Jesus.
I'm not as certain on this one because Liam might surprise. However, in looking at Red Bull's history and teammates that kind of go with Max, I just feel like Liam's going to be way more aggressive and in terms of like just he will want to sort of push it. I can see there being multiple crashes with them.
Yeah.
Multiple crashes.
I find it amazing how you're so much of a fan of F1, but when you said the words, I think Lawson might actually be alright. You were serious.
Right. I never said Lawson will be alright.
Well, you said
I don't. As in, like, when I say alright, I mean I don't think he'll be like. And again, I'm so sorry, Perez. I don't think we're going to see another Perez situation where we're going with Red Bull in 11th, 12th, 13th place. I actually think he will probably do a decent amount of steps. Like I do think he'll be 7 or 8.
I don't know.
However, I'm not counting the fact that I don't think he's going to finish every race because I can see him crashing out a lot.
Yeah.
I just think he's got like sort of like a more aggressive style, which is fine. However, you're on a team with Max who also has a really aggressive style of driving.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's like magnets. I don't think it's going to work. I just can't see it connecting. So personally, I also see a driver swap. I want to say it'll be with Yuki. I don't want to say for definite though, because I also feel like Red Bull are really screwing Yuki over, and I just don't see it happening.
Imagine it's like a really big one. They go Red Bull swap, Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc.
Oh my God! No. Because I don't have to go and buy Red Bull merch as well. It'd be such a nightmare.
I would have stood by. I did believe Lando Norris was going to join.
I think I think he sees a vision with McLaren.
Yeah, I think.
And I really do think.
I think after last season,
as well, like
last season, he can't. Yeah. He can't argue it.
I see the vision that he sees now. Like I genuinely do think they'll get really far together. Third prediction is I do have a feeling we're going to see a lot, and I mean a lot of crashes this season. Now, I feel like this is probably a very obvious prediction, but I just see it being like, because I feel like last season we saw really quite little. Like we had a few spin outs and things like that, but we didn't really have many.
Yeah.
I think this season, I mean, let's face it, I think Pierre's not caused any damage to the car, I believe, was last season. I feel like when you actually look at the whole thing, for having a single driver not cause any damage to a car is almost impossible. But this season, I just feel like realistically, we've got, I want to say 4 or 5 new drivers.
5, isn't it?
5 new drivers. So reasonably, like, and I'm not saying that new drivers necessarily are going to like shunt the cars. I'm definitely not saying that they're going to be a massive issue. But I do feel like we're probably going to see quite a few crashes because this is the first time we're seeing a large amount in a while at the very least.
If I'm correct as well, there's 5 new drivers, and I believe all 5 are now younger.
There's literally there's no
like 18, 19.
I think Doohan's the oldest, and I think he's only like 19, 20.
Yeah.
And that's...
Piastri is 23. I think they're all younger.
They're all younger than him.
Piastri.
All younger, yeah.
And so I think the crashes. It's a bunch of young people that haven't dealt with this car. They haven't driven with all the tests they can do for the winter and stuff. It doesn't matter. They're going to be driving for real, and they're just not going to be in control.
Yeah.
But we should put Char if you're mentioning crashes, where you forgot one big name. And I'm going to give a prediction.
I swear to God, if you see anything about Charles Leclerc...
No.
I will
Charles
jump over this table.
No. Charles doesn't crash. Ferrari give him such a bad car that he can't continue racing.
Yeah.
And Ferrari mess over their number one driver. But, I was actually going to say, if we're talking crashes, I'm going to make a prediction now. I'll ask a question instead. Mm-hmm. How many crashes will we see from Lance Stroll?
Oh God!
We forgot that name.
I don't understand how he's. I mean, I do understand how he's still driving, but it angers me that he's still driving.
Yeah.
I can't see him finishing more than 3-4 races. I see him reasonably majority.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he'll be preying on Lewis bringing out an incredible car, which he will bring out an incredible car, no ifs or buts. However, that incredible car realistically is going to work to the advantages of Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
So,
and also,
reasonably.
Lance Stroll can't handle an F1 car.
No.
You know, I hate you saying this, because what if Lance Stroll's a really nice person?
We'll see. Fourth prediction, I believe. Yep, fourth. I am going to say, I do think we are going to see quite a big difference now in drivers, like in the constructors. Within the teams, I think we're going to see a massive difference. I do think Kimi Antonelli might be, and I don't want to say this for definite because I have a 50-50 when it comes to Kimi. I either think he's going to be absolutely phenomenal, or I think he's going to be put into a seat that he is not ready for.
Yeah.
And I can't exactly decide which one I'm going with, because I know when you actually see him drive in like F2 cars and F3, he's a phenomenal driver, but I just can't figure out because every time I've seen him in an F1 car, it's not gone great. So I don't know whether or not to say, like, I'm almost 100% sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do think that I want to say I'm going to back it. I think Kimi's going to qualify Russell. I think Carlos is going to out-qualify Albon.
100%.
You say that, but Albon's had way more time with the Williams. I think he's had way more time with the car. However, I just can't see it being like. I just can't see Carlos being able to be.
Carlos is a good driver.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a good driver. Just isn't Ferrari good.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I'm thinking is realistically with those two are the only two that are really popping out for me. I mean, reasonably, I am going to say I think that Charles Leclerc is going to out-qualify Lewis Hamilton, and that's me being a Brit and knowing that Lewis Hamilton seems to be a lovely human being, and I think he's an incredible driver. He is, 6, 7. Just a many world time champion. I would never remember. Is it 7? 7.
Yes, most people get confused with 7 and 8.
It's 7 and 8. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
I couldn't remember the numbers then. I was probably panicking as well. But yeah, like I know. But I just think, I've got to back my guy. I've got to back my guy.
I'm a McLaren fan, but I
think without question, Lando's going to out-qualify.
Yeah, I think Lando.
If I'm honest, I can see it being a tight race this year between. I'm going to back him. I think it's going to be between Charles, Lando, possibly Max, depending on the car.
Yeah.
Depending on the car, I think Max will be up there.
But I will say, when thinking about McLaren, I've got to think, who's doing better? Piastri has all the skill to match Norris. I think Norris just has that inch, and I think. Personally, obviously, I'm going to say I'm a McLaren fan, so I'm going to say I think the race is going to be 1-2 Norris Piastri.
Yeah.
But I think Piastri is going to get a few wins. I think Norris is going to get the most. But I think they're going to both do phenomenal. I think Norris is just going to get that edge better because the team will be behind Norris a little bit more. Norris is just a slightly better driver. He has that little bit more experience now in F1. He is very skilled. So I think Norris might just take the win. Mm-hmm. For the rest of them, I don't know, little ones here and there. I think the most exciting one is actually Ferrari. And I'm a McLaren fan, but I'm more thinking what's going to happen with Ferrari. Charles Leclerc, phenomenal driver.
The thing is, I don't think there's any point in saying you can pit them between each other, because I also think there's like a massive amount of respect between them, both of them. So I don't think there is a huge
Charles
amount.
Leclerc, but I don't believe Lewis Hamilton will have respect.
I think Lewis will. I really do think he will, because I think Lewis really likes Charles. Because I genuinely do think there's going to be a huge amount of respect. But my final prediction. And this one, I need to clarify, I really like this driver. He seems really lovely. He's a comic book nerd. So already, I really like him. He genuinely seems lovely. However, I understand that it's very difficult to drive with him. And almost every single person has struggled with this. I want to say 10 races before Esteban Ocon is inevitably brought into the news for falling out with the entirety of Haas. I feel like is a possibility. Now, I really want to be clear in saying that I genuinely do like Esteban Ocon. I think he does seem, but then in the interviews and things like that, in small doses, he seems to be really likeable. However, every single pairing he's had, there has been an issue, and I hate to say it, but he does seem to be the common denominator.
I will also say, following his performance as a backup last season, I think Behrman is going to be, personally, I think he's going to be the best out of the new
five. He seems really, I really like Behrman. Now, I would say Behrman will likely be the best, dependent on Colapinto actually joining this grid.
Yeah.
I think if Colapinto joins, then we are going to see, without question, like a
problem
massive
is as well
difference.
Is that
but Behrman is so, and do you know what as well? He seems like a lovely lad. Like he genuinely seems really, really nice. So
he is amazing.
Yeah.
The only problem I see with him, and being the best out of 5, is probably arguably in the worst car out of the new 5.
Do you know what? Yeah, I would say so. However, in saying that, we've seen Hulkenberg put that car in places he shouldn't have. I'd even say we've seen Magnussen put that car in places it shouldn't have. So, reasonably, it is possible to put a Haas in point position. Yeah. It's not quite easy. I don't think this season's going to be in any way easy. Yeah. I think, unfortunately, Hulkenberg is going to find it massively difficult. Sorry, not kick anymore. Stake. Why did I say kick? Stake. I feel like that's where we're going to see the massive issue for that team. Yeah. I think Williams has got a really strong lineup. They're reasonably going to be going for points position. So I actually think for next season, we're probably going to be looking at Stake, Aston Martin, I'd even say, and Haas as being the ones that probably won't score a lot of points. I do see it being like a massive fight. However, in saying that, I've only placed at least 6 drivers below points. So there's at least 2 other teams that ain't going to make it. But I'm definitely, I'm
if you
very,
can give
very
a
excited.
Rough guess of top 6 drivers. Yeah.
You don't know for the championship.
Yeah.
So
and if you want to say for like the top, just say like top 3. You don't know who.
No. I'll back it. I'll go for it. Why not? Charles Leclerc. So I'm going Charles Leclerc number 1. I feel like Lando is without question going to be number 2. I'm going to go with Lewis at 3. And then I'm probably going to go Oscar.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing that sort of pattern. And this is so dependent on the car. I can't ever say there's going to be a top 5 without Max Verstappen's name being included. Yeah. But I feel like it is so dependent massively on what car he gets given. And then I think number 6. I'm going to go, and this is so, again, and this is again 50-50 because I either think he's going to be incredible or really, really bad. I'm going to say Kimi Antonelli.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were. I really genuinely thought you were going to say Fernando Alonso.
No, I genuinely think he'll be high, and I think he'll be in the top 10. I just see. I don't know why, because Kimi could either be, and I might eat my words, but I just feel like it's 50-50 in my head. Either he's going to be one of the best we've seen in age, in everything, or it's going to be a disaster, and I can't decide which way it's going to go.
That was a fact this season. It's going to be phenomenal for F1.
It's going to be incredible. I'm so excited.
Last season was amazing.
Yeah.
The only thing that ruined last season is for the first 10 races, Max still had the best car.
Yeah.
If it was 4 or 5 races, Max had the best car, and then it happened, or everything, I think the last season would have been absolutely crazy to watch. Absolutely phenomenal. But he just had too many races where he had the best car, so it kind of ruined it for him.
Yeah.
For like the race. But I think, he doesn't have the best car now. Ferrari are looking crazy.
Yeah.
McLaren's car last season now have more money to spend.
To really go back,
and they have 2 drivers who did phenomenal last season. Them 2 are going to battle it out like crazy. Red Bull are going to do what they can to stay in. I will say Mercedes there, but I'll be honest. I think Mercedes and the drivers are going to come in for like 7th, 8th.
Yeah.
I just think they are, but I think they might even get a couple of wins here and there. I think they are going to do very well. I just don't think they're going to be able to stand. I think Ferrari and McLaren are going to have an amazing battle. The drivers are going to have an amazing battle.
To see it.
And I think let's ignore Lawson, but I think Verstappen is going to definitely be there. I think he's going to work. I think we're going to see a better driver out of Verstappen this season than we have previously, because he's going to have a worse car, which means he's got to actually drive with a car that might not be as good as the others. So
I'm
he's
just
going to have
hoping we don't see the driving style we have in 2021. Is my hope. I'm hoping that it's a clean race. It's not like, my wheel is in your cockpit kind of style. I'm hoping that it's clean.
I think though, with the new rules coming in, I think with how much they were going for it last season, and they're going to be worse with it this season. Max is going to have to be careful, otherwise he might not be able to race. He might lose points, so he might have no choice but to back off and let them drive safely. After Norris, seeing him how many times it was a few times last. Piastri, he went for Piastri.
Yeah.
Hamilton, I think he...
The only one he ever really goes for is Charles, and I understand it. No one wants to hurt that pretty face, and I get it. I do get it.
It's lovely to see the actual respect between them two, because they've had so many battles and rivalries, and they've gone up for a go-kart here, and it should be a rivalry, even though Max Verstappen is outranked him now, unfortunately. He's got championships, he's got way more wins and stuff. He's broke records that are crazy to think he's broke, but it's still nice to see the little rivalry and the respect through the rivalry. They both mention it as well. They're both very respectful.
Jesse, out of curiosity, I'm not going to ask for 6. Top 3. Can you give me what you think? Just vibes alone, Jess. Vibes alone.
I feel like I know what he's going to say.
I will be honest. I zoned out watching Champions League football. However, I think Lando Norris.
Yes,
what is number 1?
Get in. Get in.
I think Max Verstappen.
Okay,
okay.
But it's not ridiculous.
It's vibes. It's vibes.
It's not ridiculous.
And I just think because F1 is many money based, you see, sports is based on money, and I personally think that who's one person that if they win quite a lot will have to turn into a new team. Hamilton. Have to go into a new team. So I think it'll go Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton.
Okay, interesting. Right.
It's not stupid,
Jesse,
man.
It's not stupid, no.
It's all right.
Jesse, I'm going to hand it over to you because I feel like you've been edging, you've been wanting, you've been quite...
It's been 41 minutes.
I'll be honest, you've been quite cute this episode.
I don't know what cute means.
Quite quiet.
It's been 41 minutes and I think I've said 5 words.
I was going to say, you've not spoken barely.
He's been watching the Champions League because he doesn't know what's going on.
So we're currently filming this on the Tuesday, so we're watching the Champions League. Watching Munich Celtic, I've got a bet on. But I think in the big news of football, we had City the other day score 4 against Newcastle. I believe I don't know the strikers now. I don't even know if it's a striker, to be honest with you. But I didn't realise that one of the best players, if not the best players in the Bundesliga this season, City have now signed. Right. I didn't realise this, and it's on his debut for City, I believe. He scored the hat-trick against Newcastle. I think yesterday Barcelona won 1-0. We had Leeds beat Sunderland. Derby County.
Go on, Jess. You can mention it.
Look, I got told not to bring up Derby County as much. However, I think a 4-0 loss after... you know what?
It was a hard week
on Valentine's Day,
it was a bad Valentine's Day.
I had my girlfriend next to me while I was watching Derby
Careful
County.
how you word this.
Oh, no, yeah, Derby County get absolutely well and truly battered. But, I mean, it's 48 hours into his managerial, his debut, actually, for the club. Yeah. So it's like, I don't really
It's almost
judge
like
him.
he's sort of watching the players to just, like, it's almost like a tester as to, like, oh, this is how you guys play.
I think it was,
I'm gonna move
and to be honest, the first 10 minutes when I was watching Derby play, I was actually really happy with their football. I really liked the way they were playing. I really liked the attacking play. I just... God, yeah, I've never had a beer Marathi faster in my life.
No, you were not happy.
Yeah,
you're unhappy.
That was a bad one. However, with football coming up, we've got pretty good ones. Villa, Liverpool.
I really liked the Man City game. I really liked that game.
We didn't watch the City.
We did watch the City game. The City versus Real.
Oh, the Champions League. That was interesting. Yeah.
I enjoyed watching Edison.
The last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park.
We did watch that.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, it was a bit boring. Well, it was a bit boring until all of a sudden there was a fight.
Yeah, a bit of a fight. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god.
You know what was funny about that one? The second goal scored by Everton and the late last minute winner, making it 2-2 at Goodison Park for the final time. I have never seen celebrations as hard as that in my life. They were celebrating for their life, and I loved every. So that is pure passion for football.
And then there was just a fight.
And then Curtis Jones, and I can't remember.
It just ruins it.
You know what? No,
No.
we love it. We love to see it. I don't condone violence. I don't condone fighting.
No, I don't like seeing it at all. I just think Jesus Christ.
But to be honest, when it came to football this week, it's been after seeing Derby lose 4-0.
I was going to say,
it's not particularly a positive one.
However,
really we've got the Champions League today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got Liverpool and Villa tomorrow in the Premier League as well.
Yeah.
I believe who do Derby play next? Let's have a look at what's coming up in the next coming days. We have Plymouth and Luton.
I'm okay for that one.
Yeah, we're alright for that one. The England women's team is facing Portugal.
Woo-hoo.
I'm very happy.
We have Brentford and Leicester. Well,
nice.
Leicester and Brentford.
Yeah.
And Derby face Millwall, which Carter is going to.
I will be going to.
Yes.
I will be recording live.
Well, no, you won't be, because you're going to be... So just to be clear to anyone who's listening, we are not an extremely well-off family. And this is going to sound incredibly posh, but we need to make it very, very, very clear that our dad won these tickets. So Carter's going to a very special... He's going into a box and having... You're having a dinner beforehand.
What are the chances, right?
And then going into
what are the
box.
chances, right? I see like down like a corridor, and I'll do it if I'll be like, I'll do it. What if I see someone walking down? It looks like a manager, and I'll be like, right, I'm going.
For the Sibling Ting podcast.
Yeah, I'll go up and go. Hey,
can I have an interview?
Look. I don't know what your job role is, but you look official. Can I please just stand here and record and get some get a voice recorder out, and say ask him a few questions. I won't even know how to start, but I'll ask him a few questions, and if he is like, it'd be great.
Yeah, well,
I think
let's be dreamers, guys. Imagine I ask someone and they go, "Oh, you know what? If you're an aspiring podcaster, follow me," and follow me, and I go down, and that's the dream.
Can you imagine how angry Jesse would be?
Jesse
would.
I actually, you know what? I wouldn't be, because it is the Derby way.
And also, realistically, you just got to think of them views. You just got to think.
You know what? That is the Derby way, isn't it? Where it's something. It's like for Premier League, for example. We are the worst Premier League club of all time. I love it. However, it's such bants, isn't it? It's it's good laugh, isn't it? And then you also get like how
they're the best or the worst.
We also had it where we nearly got bought out by a very rich Saudi once, and then we followed it up with probably one of a very poor performance or something.
Yeah.
We had it when we lost in the 90th minute. to QPR in the playoffs, the playoff final.
Oh, that was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. What shall I lie?
But then there's moments where you have Frank Lampard making us beat Leeds at Ellen Road to go to the final at Wembley against Villa. And lo and behold, we lose to Villa at Wembley in the playoff final. So I think being a Derby fan...
It's just pain. It's kind of like being a Ferrari fan, to be fair. It's just pain.
No.
Because I get some hints of happiness.
Yeah.
Just for a little one for you as well.
Well.
There was a scouting report that we spent 1 million once for Derby County, and all that came back in the scouting report was for Kylian Mbappe and Dembele. And this wasn't before they were unknown. This is when Barcelona and all these big clubs
Derby
did
were
want
just
them.
like, please.
So
Please come and play
Do
for
you
us.
reckon like whoever dealt with marketing, just like rang up Mbappe and went, look, mate, I know you're not going to, but just think about it, please.
For the banter.
I know you're not going to, but
it would be such a Derby thing to happen.
Yeah.
It would be such a. So I just think
one season.
In the world of football at this moment in time, I think we've got some exciting matching coming up. We've got Everton, Man United coming up, which is going to be a good one. Villa and Chelsea, Villa and Liverpool.
Any more Man City?
City are facing, I believe it's Liverpool on Sunday.
I'd like to. Oh, what time? We're going. The Sibling Ting is going
4:30.
for a bit of music this weekend. So, 4:30.
So I would say in the world of football, there's no major news.
No.
To be honest, my betting hasn't been the best recently as well.
So failed. This week.
I just think. By next week we'll have a lot more to talk about because we film these on Tuesdays, meaning that the last week the game had already happened. The City wanted by have like when this is released, we're watching the Munich game now, which I believe Munich will win and qualify. AC Milan have currently just been knocked out of the Champions League. They're a team with the second most Champions Leagues of all time. Just behind Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
I think if we're gonna before we go on to the darts section, I would like to ask you both.
Go on.
We did predictions last week for obviously who you think's gonna win the champion or that. Who's gonna win out of City and Madrid? And what score prediction?
Madrid is just they're too good. Madrid is too good right now. You can't for one. There's too many players to choose from. But I'm thinking Mbappe, Bellingham, and Vinny Jr. on one team is criminal. And that's only 3 on a team full of the best in the world. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Man City on what they were a couple of years ago. I believe Madrid will win.
Who do you think's going to win the Champions League? I can't remember who you said last week.
I think I said Real Madrid.
I personally think Barcelona will, but I wouldn't mind Munich. But I also said who I think could pull it off, the massive underdog story of Aston Villa. I do. I think they could be an underdog story there.
But I think what we said last time was Real Madrid. I think realistic. They'll probably get the 90th, but I do want Bayern Munich to win, and I would like Harry Kane to get his first ever title.
Oh, he just missed a shot on target. He just missed a shot. He hit the crossbar.
Who was it?
Harry Kane. But yeah,
Anyway.
It's allowed to miss it.
I think Munich's got a good shout in it. I think Munich has truly got a very good squad. I do think Barcelona are going to win the Champions League this season, though. Now, on to the darts.
On to the darts, darling.
We've had the Players' Championship going on, I believe it was last week and this week. It's in between.
Sorry, in fact, I forgot. I just need to mention on the darts thing.
Yeah, so.
You had a few predictions the other week.
Yes.
I believe you said that Luke Littler was going to lose to Rob Cross because Rob Cross had won. What was it?
The Players, I believe it was.
He won the Players. So you said Luke Littler was going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I said Luke Littler was going to win. And I said Luke Littler was going to win the whole thing, I believe. Mm-hmm. So... And you also said Luke Humphries, just to be fair, Carter. So I was the only one who backed Luke Littler. And, oh my God, can everyone remind me? I'm so sorry. Who won?
I would like to make it very
Who won
clear.
this week?
Charlie, you were wrong with most. I was wrong with one match.
But I was right on who won.
I was wrong. I was right with quarters, semis, final. I was right everything except for the final.
But,
you were just right with
I was right with who won.
It's literally the equivalent of watching a Ronaldo game in his prime and being there like, he's going to score, he is.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. You couldn't go... You know what? I hope Charles Leclerc finishes last this season. Spot at the bottom. Spot at the bottom. Jesus Christ. But I would like to say regarding with the darts last week, my prediction with Rob Cross, it was 5-1 up. He was one off winning. I don't understand how you bottle
we actually watched this live. We'd gone to the pub where me and Jesse do play darts on a Monday night. We went to the pub and we watched it, and Jesse got a little excited because as we arrived we saw it was 5-1 to Rob Cross, and he decided to send a...
No, I didn't send her. I called her.
Yeah, he
called her.
He called and he basically expressed to me basically how right he was and how wrong I was, and basically just early win as it were.
I can't even use drinking as an excuse. There's only 1 pint down at this point.
I then called you and you wouldn't answer the phone and left me a voicemail saying, I know what you're going to say and I don't want to, not with the exact words, there were a few other words added in, and I don't want to hear it right now. Love you, bye.
No, the message what was said was, I know exactly what you're calling for. It rhymes with the word duck. Then off, and then love you bye.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to get a video.
Yeah.
Of
me and Dad.
My father and my sister chanting to Luke Littler. And then he goes to win the night, and the person I predicted to win the night, Michael Van Gerwen, and Littler then battered, I think it was 6-2 or something. It was, However, I would like to mention, before we get into predictions for this week, that whistling.
I was going to mention it myself. Yeah.
The PDC has had to release a statement essentially stating that if you are caught whistling in the crowd, you will be removed. And I think that's very light. Do you know, what I think it is you go in there for a laugh, and you go in there for a good time, and let's just whistle, let's put him off. It's not that hard not to do it.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's just not that funny.
I will say as well, 1 or 2 whistles here and there aren't going to kill you. You're on the main stage. You understand people are going to do it. A couple whistles here are fine. Did you watch the final?
It was horrible.
It was one of the worst things I've seen. It was disgusting as a fan of darts to watch. Horrible to see. Every time.
Where going Price?
Every time. Going Price, he just
Price
laughed.
on the second game. They started whistling and he hit a 140, I think it was. So he's just turned around to the crowd and just gone like that way.
Yeah, dancing and showing off. But that's Gerwin Price. But when it came to the final, it was horrendous to watch. You had every time Luke Littler came up, everyone was going, "Yeah, come on." Yeah, don't get me wrong. You have a favourite, fan favourite. People cheer for, people don't. But you can boo Luke Humphries short lightly. Every time Luke Littler stood up, all the cheers, Littler, singing, chanting Littler. Every time Humphries came up, whistling, booing, shouting, insults. It was as a darts fan to watch. It was horrible to watch. There's no way he could win. Yeah. He literally couldn't throw darts. It was disgusting. It was absolutely horrifying. And every fan that did it, they're not fans. They should be ashamed. It was horrible.
What I see is, I think it's people trying to have a laugh, and they think it's funny, but one, it's not funny. I'm not one to deep it as a thing where it's this is disgrace and all this. I think it's stupid. I do think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it takes away from the fun of it. Yeah. Just because I'm actually trying to watch some good darts. I'm trying to watch some stuff where I'm now like, get it, come on, and doing all that, yeah. And it is when they're on a double and you hear the whistle, especially when I've got a bet on. It is. I think it's just. Don't do it. It's not that hard not to do it. Even if there's this insatiable urge over you where you just feel you have to. You just feel like you have to whistle. Just don't. It's not that hard to not stick your fingers in your mouth and blow. It's just not that hard.
Yeah, the insults, the booing, the whistle, it was just...
I think you can have a laugh, especially with, like Gezi does it with the insults and the booing and whatnot. Yeah, he can have a laugh with that. However, when you are actually disrupting the play of players,
like that's not fair.
While you're like by whistling and whatnot, it that ruins the sport. That ruins the competitive aspect, and you're doing it for what reason? Well, you got drunk one night, you went to the darts, you had a whistle, you put them off, you might get kicked out, and then the next day, it doesn't mean anything, but you look like an arse on TV.
Yeah.
It's just, there is no need for it, literally no need for it, and I do hope there is stricter policy, because I think if you're just going to chuck them out, no.
Yeah, they're just going to continue.
They're just going to, if the only punishment is you get chucked out, but you can go again or something. Just, I don't know. I personally don't know what the punishment should be, but it needs to be stricter just because it's just annoying. Yeah. It's just really annoying more than anything. Yeah. And, hopefully, I don't know where it is. Where is it? I think it's Dublin this week. Is it night 3? Doesn't say where it is. I think it's Dublin.
Okay.
I'm going to go with I think.
We think it's Dublin.
Let me just double check.
Tell you what, guys. I think I know exactly where the final's going to be. Because guess what, guys?
I don't know.
We're going to be there.
I don't know, Jeff.
We've mentioned it every single podcast so far.
I don't know. It would have been nice to go to the Alexander Palace, but...
we're actually going to the final.
The final at the O2, which is just as good. Yeah, the Ali Pali or the final.
Yep.
It's both as good.
For night 3, I have got the lineup here.
Okay.
We're going to do our predictions like we did last week, yeah?
Right.
By the way, have we got any predictions right so far? I felt
Dad got it spot on. You predicted you didn't get
wrong.
I don't think you got each night. I don't know if you got each person.
You didn't get semis, quarters, nothing.
I could be wrong about this.
Won.
I could be wrong about this. I'm pretty sure Dad got it spot on. I think he got every single match.
I think he said Humphries.
No, he said.
Yeah.
He said Littler, but Humphries, and we've got Bunting to start off tonight.
Humphries.
Yeah, Humphries without question.
We've got Price and Littler the second night.
I like Price, but Littler.
I like Price as well, yeah, but Littler.
We know the rules. If your name's Luke.
If your name's Luke, you get into the final.
Match number 3. We've got Robbie Cross versus Nathan Aspinall.
Rob Cross.
We've got Michael Van Gerwen and Chris Dobie.
There you go, Van Gerwen.
So what would your semi-finals be? Humphries and Littler?
Yeah.
Humphries. I'll back Humphries all the way. I'll always back Humphries.
And was it be Cross or Aspinall?
I said Cross.
Cross and Van Gerwen.
Rob Cross.
And then Humphries and Crossy Boy?
Humphries.
So Humphries wins it all night. And what was yours?
I said, so then it would be Aspinall and Van Gerwen. I'm going to say Van Gerwen. So I think the final is going to be Van Gerwen like that. And I'm going to say it again, Littler. Yeah,
he says he's on fire. He's on fire.
Good one, yeah.
I'm going to do it again.
Okay, go on. Oh, God. Wrong cross.
I'm going to do it again, boys.
Oh, God. So Bunting's going to beat Humphries is what you're going to say now.
You know what? I wasn't focusing on that one.
Okay.
But I do think Stephen Bunting is going to beat Luke Humphries.
Yeah.
I am actually going to bet against these people. I think Stephen Bunting is going to beat Luke Humphries.
Why are you on darts? I know enough to say.
No. Sit down. Sit down, you lot.
Yeah.
The one I'm confident in. I think Gerwin Price is going to beat Luke Littler.
Okay,
He's just won the players. I
don't disagree with that. He is that impressive.
You shouldn't be on darts. You should not be on darts. Charlie, do you want to take darts?
Aspinall and Cross. I want to say Aspinall.
I want to say Aspinall.
But he won't. It will be Rob Cross.
Your Bessie did let you down last week.
I will say Rob Cross just because I absolutely love Aspinall. He's my favourite player. I don't think he'll win. And Van Gerwen and Dobie. I think Van Gerwen. You know what? I'm not even saying Dobie's been playing bad. Van Gerwen at this moment in time is on a current run of form that is ridiculously good. I think Stephen Bunting and Gerwin Price, I'm going to say I'm gonna say Bunting.
Okay, shocking.
I want to
Oh
say
my
Price,
God.
but Price is not like if he's on form.
Actually, let's not react. He already said Humphries and Littler are out first matches, so let's just.
Wait,
like,
actually, you
let
know
him go.
what? I might switch it up. I'm gonna go Price, just because of the run of form he's
Okay.
been on recently
Yeah.
to beat Bunting.
Oh yeah, when he lost last week. Yes.
And but the players, you know what? We're not just focusing on the Premier League.
Sure.
Cross and Van Gerwen. I'm gonna go Van Gerwen.
Yeah.
And I do think Van Gerwen will beat Price to win his first night. Yeah,
Fair, yeah.
I think Van Gerwen win.
The thing is, darts is that it's all
Wait till next
possible.
week already.
I'm not even
2
going to
days.
cheer. I'm not going to cheer. Like when he predicts wrong and he is incorrect, I'm not going to cheer.
Do you know what? I hope all the audience listening that you've got a good clip out of this. Yeah, I'm talking. You've either got a clip of me looking like an absolute tit, or you've got a clip that next week you won't hear the end of because of that right.
Yeah,
It's going to be one of the two.
but it's not going to happen like that, Jesse.
I
so-
also did outro last week, so
I was gonna say,
one of you two
I feel like
hold
Clark,
it
you
down.
should be doing the outro this week.
I'll do it. I'll do
Yeah.
an outro.
Go on then.
F175 is
Yeah.
out right now. We're looking at
Which-
cars as they come.
I know.
But
Which I can't talk
next
about,
week we
which,
can
yeah,
talk
next
about.
week I can
Be
talk about
nice.
it, yeah.
I have a very good, probably the biggest within the next few months.
Yeah.
Boxing fight. I predicted Bivol to win for a third fight, and I believe Daniel Dubois to win over Joseph Parker for his fight rematch with Usyk. Jesse, Champions League. He's cried about Dov County losing. He's incredibly wrong about darts. But yeah, so thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We're on X. Facebook for some reason. But we're on it. We're on YouTube. We're on all platforms. Spotify obviously being the main one. We're on Amazon, if I'm correct.
Amazon, Apple,
Spotify, YouTube.
wherever you listen to podcasts.
However you listen, we're on. Do follow us on TikTok though, because and Instagram, we're getting a decent following there. We've gotten a few views and likes.
And thank you to anyone who is obviously liking and following us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come
we've
on,
got-
engage with us.
I mean,
Engage with us.
It's amazing. We've got a few downloads from places where we know he's not friends or family, and we're actually getting downloads. It's
Can I
amazing.
request something from the audience?
Yeah.
Last week I made it too broad. Like anything you want, yeah. I'm gonna primarily focus on darts, yeah.
Go on.
I want to hear if this is before that you watch it. I want to hear your darts opinions for tonight. Okay? No, for Thursday.
well,
We're
tonight,
releasing on
yeah, it will
Thursday,
be
yeah.
tonight when it's
Yeah, for
released,
tonight
yeah.
on Thursday. I want to hear your darts opinions, and then second, I want to hear who you think's going to win the darts Premier League.
And I want to hear.
No, we're sticking with just that.
No.
Come on.
I want to hear who you think is going to come out, and I'm going to be specific with the best car at F175 live.
Yeah.
I want to know who you think is going to come out with the
And I
best car
suppose-
and who looks strongest.
Suppose who you think's going to win the championship as well?
Yeah, and
maybe?
the championship. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Do you agree with
Throw
us?
it
Do you disagree? And I suppose if you were there, let's say your predictions on the Beterbiev Bivol fight,
Yeah.
Dubois Park fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you again, everyone. Please, it's amazing when we see how many likes and views
We
we've
get
got,
so
and
excited.
when we see the downloads from people in
excited.
places we don't know, we love it. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
Big up.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
And I
Thank you.
suppose
so
this will
much.
drop on Thursday, and we will be back with you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Ta-ta.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.